Are you an aficionado of the tiny keyboard? Are you in need of keycap for that tiny keyboard? Well, today we are going to seek and see what group buys are available so that a year and a half, maybe, it's good to expect delays, your tiny keyboard will be outfitted with keycap and all will be well. So stay tuned.
Now, I bet you thought you were tuning into Is It 40 Friendly? Well, you've been bamboozled. In reality, it's a brand new series. Is it giant 1% friendly? That's right. That's a huge market. That's going to be successful. That's a bad idea. Bad idea. No, in reality, you are, in fact, tuning into the mid-January 2021 Is It 40 Friendly episode. If it's nowhere near mid-January 2021, please do check out the most recent episode. My first episode of Is It 40 Friendly still gets more views than any of the other series and nobody follows up with it, which is a little depressing. Now, I have my big switch here. It's the clicky variant. God, that sounds disgusting, doesn't it? But it looks cool and it's kind of fun. Here, because I'm still using the Geekark PBT from last episode. Now, not to drone on too long, we do have a lot of keycap sets to get through, so I'm going to be running through those fairly quickly. Also wanted to mention that I have a few keyboard videos coming out here over the course of the next several weeks, if I can get them recorded. So subscribe to see those. I'll post them somewhere where people can generally see them. If you're not subscribed, that's not going to hurt my feelings. But that is enough of rambling. Let's get on with the keycap sets. Now, as I mentioned, we have quite a few keycap sets to get through today, so I'm going to be going through these pretty fast. It might seem a little relentless, but just go with it for a second. So first up, we have GMK Polybius. Don't get me started if I'm pronouncing that right. And that is with spaceholdings.net. And it looks like this keycap set went live on the 4th of January and is running through the 3rd of February. Now, we don't have a dedicated 40s kit per se, but we do have space bars. Looks like we have just kind of seeing coverage on that. But taking a look here, let's see, that doesn't zoom in quite a lot, does it? Get a little closer there. Looks like we do have some attempt to get some 40 coverage here. Now, let's go and take a look here at row 2. Of course, we have the full gamut of a full-size keyboard. So we have the nav cluster. Now, we're using symbol modifiers. So symbols, depending on how picky you are, you can kind of move those around wherever they might see fit. I think that is an intention here with the space, or with the escape key as well as backspace, because we do have a lot of 1-unit modifier keys for row 2 as well as it from the nav cluster, as well as in row 2 in the extension kits here, an additional key that could potentially stand in for escape. Now, looking at row 2 as well, we also have a 1.5 and 175 unit backspaces here, and it explicitly says van support on there, so there is some attention to us in the 40 community. Let's see. Now, on row 3, we do have a 1.25 unit keycap as well as a 1.5 unit. Again, van support there. However, I would like to see a 1.25 1 unit as well. Forget the 1 unit because we have a 1 unit. But also a 175 unit just for some more versatility there. But we do at least have a 1.5 unit as well as several 1-unit keys that can fill in for tab as well as enter or whatever you want to have on there if you're rocking an ortho or a ortholinear keyboard, ergo or ortholinear keyboard. Now on row 4, we have a 1.25, 1.5, 175 unit keycaps there, as well as extra 1-unit keycaps. So if we're running a staggered 40, there is some options here. So it might be something you want to take a look at. However, because of the lack of third row options, that's going to kind of hold it back a little bit. But I do kind of like this approach with the symbols. Ortho keyboards or ergo keyboards, you're more likely to be covered in this case just because of all the extra 1-unit keycaps and the fact we're using symbols. And since we're using symbols and we have multiples of the 1 unit, 1.5, 1.25 unit bottom row modifiers, I'm going to go ahead and say anything on the bottom row is going to be covered, as well as those additional keycaps for row 4 that are 1 unit. It says decorations providing support for columns, ortho, and everything up to F13 1200s. Okay, so this one's doing pretty good. The weakest part of it, and we do have a 175 unit. I misspoke here for the row 3. We do have 175 units in the form of caps lock. So that's going to be 135 for that. Now here's a little bit of a sticking point here. Spacebars. Spacebars are going to be an extra $25. And for spacebars, we have 2 1 units, a 1.25, 2 unit, 2 3 units, and a 225, 275. Oh, we have 2 2 unit. Okay, see, they kind of jumbled that up on me there a little bit. So that actually does not look too bad in and of itself. Ooh, look at that zoom in there. So this one, we're not really focusing on 175 unit space bars anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a 40 friendly. It's coming in at under $185. You will probably have to spend, what, 160 on there? Yeah, 160 bucks under, not including tax and shipping. But GMK Polybius, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 40 friendly in this case. Next up, we have Cam 80s After Dark. And that started on the 4th of January and is running through the 6th of February. Now, let's see here. Do we have a 40s kit? Yeah, looks like we do. As well as Ortho. Now, together, that'd be $55. Alphas looks like they're $36. So 55 and 35, we're looking at about $90 there for a potential complete kit if we're just looking at covering 40 staggered and 40 ortho. Did I say 45 for the ortho and the staggered together? I meant 55. Probably shouldn't have meant 55. And we have icon mods as well as worded mods for the ortho kit. 40s, let's see, do we have non-icon? I'm not seeing it, and just make sure here that costs the same. Okay, yeah, both those guys cost the same. So let's go ahead and take a look here at the ortho kit first. Since that's the one that's nearest and dearest to my heart, we're going to be picking on the text version because that's the one where you can really get yourself in trouble. Now, the cam is a uniform profile, so we just have to have the keycaps here. We have tab, escape, shift, backspace, enter. Let's see, we have a couple different flavors of escape. We have a delete key. We have FN, Alt, raise and lower. I like that they're arrows for raise and lower, not saying raise and lower. Again, that's just a personal sticking point with me. But we also have an FN key, mega, rad. That could be used as a space holder for some things. But more than likely, that might be used as a space holder for Windows and menu. I also see we have 2 different colors of the raised, lower, and 2 unit and 1 unit space bars. Again, I like to use the modifier colors for my FN keys here, and then the alpha color for my space bar, personal preference, as well as an enter. And then we have this purple key over here that's next to the enter. I guess that could also be an enter or something like that. It's going to come to be exactly what that is, but I'm not going to waste time editing that in. Okay, so that is good to go. Now, taking a look here at the icons. Oh, and we got the space bars we need. Okay, so now this one is icons. And again, depending on how picky you are, this could be more or less fine for you, ultimately. I mean, you're not going to want to use like this tab for escape or something like that, but let's go ahead and take a quick peek and see what we got. So, we have the 1 unit escapes, we have the backspaces, I think pretty well covered. I don't think 1 1/4 is in there, so we have 1 unit, 1 1/2, 175. Again, the big ones for backspace is 175 and 1 unit is what I tend to see the most. And now for row 2, we have both tabs, 1 1/4 as well as 1 unit. We have all the enters we would want to see, 175, 1 1/2, 125, 1 unit, as well as 175, 1 1/2, 125, and 1 unit shifts, as well as, what is that, a caps lock there? Ooh. Now, taking a look here at bottom rows, we have a 175Z there. I don't know what's quite going on there, but hey. Do what you do. I don't know. I haven't really looked at the source behind these legends, so that might have a meaning for this set. Now, I'm assuming everything here and lower is going to be... Oh, wait, this is camp. Everything's uniform. Okay, so we should have more than enough modifiers here. The big shortcoming I'm seeing so far is space bars. Now, while you might be able to use a icon key for a space bar, we don't have anything in the 2 units, 2 1/4, 2 1/2, or 275, sorry, 275 unit. For that, but we do have plenty of 1 1/2 and 175 units, as well as having arrows. So this is doing pretty well so far, except for the space bars. And let's see, what do we have in alphas? Now, alphas, of course, we have the regular space bars there. Oh, there's 40's text mod. I completely looked right on over that. Yeah, and just what I saw from the icon modifiers, we have very good coverage for that. Yeah, that was a caps lock. That's kind of interesting. But it looks like you will probably have to buy a Spacebars kit, which is $17. So to get fully kitted out for Cam 80s After Dark, we're looking at about 108 bucks. Now, again, if you just go ortho or just go staggered 40s, again, that's going to be a lot cheaper. Like for myself, I really only ever use ortho or call them staggered keyboards anymore. So, and I have for years at this point. So the staggered 40s kit, it's not a big deal for me. But let's take a quick look here. So we got, what was that, 35 plus 35? Sorry, 107. Where the hell did I get 108 from? I keep on trying to add 36 in there. So if we're going staggered 40, you're looking at $87. And if you're going just plain straight ortho, you're looking at $72. Altogether, $107. And we're going to go ahead and give Cam After Dark 40 friendly. I don't like that we have to buy an extra Spacebars kit. However, the price is good enough. Everything is just a little over $100. It's under $110, not including tax and shipping. That's doing pretty good. Next up, we have DSS Shale. And that is going through... And that started on the 5th of January, and that is running through the 4th of February. And that looks like it's one kit, $130. And let's see here. I'm assuming that's going to be double shot ABS. And it is double shot ABS. So let's go ahead and take a little bit of a look at it. Oh, we have modifiers. Okay. So looks like we have plenty of 1 units to have our ortho needs taken care of. Now let's go ahead and and let's look at Spacebars. Now, a little bit of an issue here on Spacebars. I don't see a 1.5 unit Spacebar. I would have loved to see that. I'm not going to count it against it. But I would have loved to see that for something like a CRKBD, which I use heavily. Yes, I'm biased. Second. Now, let's take a look and see what we have here for our staggered modifiers, because that's really where a lot of these sticking points usually end up coming from. So we have 1 1/4, 1 1/2, 175, another 175, 1 1/4, 150, 175, and 225. What kind of freaks are we pandering to today? Looking here at row 4, it's probably an attempt at covering, I think, probably 50% or having some olive branch for 60% users. Row 4, we have 125, 150, 175, 225, 275. It's getting all the shifts in there, as well as having something we can have in there for enter, as well as the 1 unit shift. Looks like we have some arrows. I would be flexing those into like an FN key or something like that, but it could also be potentially used as a inverted T layout there, since DSS does have a sculpt to it. It's not uniform like DSA is. It's like DSA and SA had a little bit of a bastard child there. Oh. And row 3, we have a lot of things there. We have several 1 1/4 unit bottom row modifiers. I'm going to go ahead and classify that. It's good to go. So DSS Shale, I'm going to go ahead and call it 40 friendly. And it's nice to see a decent double shot from Signature Plastics on SA or DSA keycap set. A little pricey, maybe, but I mean, looking at what it goes for like on Prime KB for like a DSA or a DSS, I think they have a DSS set there. That's really not too bad on the price. All right, so now we come up to Geekark PBT Lancelot. That's a new one for me. And that started on the 5th of January, and it's going to be running through the 5th of February. Where are my words there? Let's go ahead and see if we have a 40s kit in here. No, and it looks like we're pretty much bog standard GMK. It looks like that's what it's copying, even though it's not a GMK keycap set. We have decent space bars, and we have like the 1 1/2 unit backspace. We have the shift keys. We have the bottom row modifiers. We have some flavors of FN. We have arrows on there, but not much else. Row 3, you're kind of left out in the cold there, lacking that 1 1/4, 175. Again, you can use the caps lock, but these are text modifiers, and we really don't have a row 2, or in this case, row 3, because it's flipped around, escape. So Geekark PBT Lancelot, despite its fantastic offering of spacebars, I'm going to go ahead and call it not 40 friendly, though that's a pretty good price, and if you're willing to live with very, very mismatched profiles for modifiers, you might be able to swing it. GMK Baltic started on the 6th of January. It's running through the 3rd of February. And let's see if we have a 40s kit. And I like the colors on here. We don't have a 40s kit. Spacebars look good because they're $31.99. And again, it looks like we have pretty much a bog standard base kit. So I'm going to go ahead and call it GMK Baltic, not 40 friendly. Yes, you have some keycaps that can fit on a 40 board, but really not much of an attempt to satiate those of us in a diminutive alternative layout crowd. Next up is GMK Iconographic, and that started on the 8th of January, it's running through the 6th of February. Do we have a 40s kit here? Oh, I love these colors. They hurt my eyes. I might just buy the... I'm not buying novelties for 53 bucks. Let's see what we're running with here. Oh my god, they tried. Looks like we're trying to satisfy the 40s kit, $144.99, $145 in the base kit. Let's give it a shot here. So, row 2, we have escape, we have 175, 1.5 unit backspaces. We do not have a 1 unit backspace. That is very disappointing, but we do have delete you can slide in there. However, again, we have text mods and the usual icon modifiers for some of these keys. So that's going to definitely weigh against it. Row 3, we have a 175 control as well as a 125 tab key. And row 4, we have 125 as well as a 175 shift. We have an FN key. We have our... I'm just going to go ahead and assume our bottom row modifiers are taken care of. I mean, they are in a base GMK keycap set. This one's hard. I'm going to go ahead. Oh, man. They put in the base kit, and that's a soft spot for me if there is one. But I'm going to go ahead and call it 40 OK in this case. They made an attempt. Again, this might have you covered, but we're just missing too many keycaps here. It's a very sparse kit, as well as also having to pick up space bars, which brings us to $170, which, yeah, it's 40 OK. It's 40 OK, but I like the fact they included it in the base kit, and it wasn't super expensive. We're seeing about $130, $140 for a regular base kit, maybe $120, and it's only $145. So in this case, GMK Iconographic is 40 OK, which is not a good rating, but I haven't given that rating in a while. But I like the attempt. I like the direction I was going. Now we have Infinikey Marshmallow that started on the 8th of January, and it is running through the 23rd of January. That is coming up pretty quickly. Now, Infinikey generally has very good 40 coverage. Now, let's go ahead and take a look here at our adaptive kit, that is our 40s kit here. God, let me zoom in very far today. Okay, ortho, you got it. It's got the orthos covered. And then let's take a look here and really scrutinize the staggered kits. Now, of course, we have... Now, taking a look here at row 2, fairly blurry. God, why didn't that blood? Can I get a better image of that? Can I just zoom over? Oh, that is so much better. What the hell was I thinking? Let me zoom back out here. Which way am I going? Which way is the shifty going? Okay, so row 2, we have 1 unit backspace, 175 unit backspace, 2 unit backspace, 1.5 unit backspace. We have the escape key in 2 colors, as well as the delete key, if you swing that way. Row 3, we have a 1.25 unit tab, as well as a 1 unit tab. 1.5 unit enter, 175 unit enter, and a 1.25 unit enter, and a 1 unit enter as well. And we also have those in alternate colors. We have, looks like probably scooped and barred homing keys, as well as if you like to run your apostrophe on the outside column, that's there. I always swap that with semicolon, and I say banish semicolon, but I always put semicolon on a layer, 'cause I'm from the South. We do contractions all the time. I got to have my apostrophe, and I like it. I think it should just be that pinky key on the home row. That's one of the hills I'm going to die on. Row 4, we have 175 unit lock. We have a 1.25 control. That's interesting, as well as super. 175 unit lock. Let's see here. Bottom row modifiers are going to be covered there. And we have a 175, 1.25, and 1.5 unit shift. We have good spacebar coverage. We even have 2 1.5 unit space bars. This one, I'm going to go ahead and give it 40 friendly. I'm going to give it 40 friendly. It's $70. If you like that color, Jesus. Infinikey, again, knocking it out of the park. They might be completely shit keycaps. I need to buy a set to check on that. But that's a good looking keycap set. as far as coverage goes. Now, unfortunately, if you're also going to buy the regular kit, that's going to be an extra $90 in there. But again, Infinikey Marshmallow, it's 40 friendly. GMK Storm is the next one we have here, and that started on the 12th of January. It's going to run through the 12th of February. It does have a 40s kit. Looks like I checked on that when I opened this page up originally. But let's go ahead and take a quick perusal of the base kit here, which is $155. I was going to say $155. And $55 for the 40s kit. Hopefully we have very, very good coverage here. However, it might end up being an all right. So we have pretty much bog standard GMK at this point. 1.5 unit backspace. We have the shift keys covered. We have the bottom row modifiers covered. We have a 1 unit FN, as well as arrows. We have 2 different colors of arrows as well, which I always like seeing that. Even though, honestly, on my plank, the arrows are just a placeholder. You know, I know a lot of people still like to use those in 40s kits. So let's take a look here. So in row 2, we have escapes. We have a 1 unit tab. We have a 1 unit backspace as well as a 175 unit backspace. Mind you, we also have that 1.5 unit in the base kit. Row 3, we have the escapes in 2 different colors. We have the 1 unit as well as a 1.25 unit tab. 2 1 unit enters, again, just like the escape keys. We've doubled up on all the enters, 1.5 and 175. We also have the row 4 enters. We have the 2 1 unit shifts. We have the raised lower. We have the convexed 1 unit, 175, 2 unit, 225, 275 units. Okay, so now, keep in mind, I have a $180 price ceiling. I'm trying to keep things underneath here. This kit comes out to be $210 between the base and the 40s kit, not including novelties or anything like that. You might also want to pick up which novelties. How much are we here? Okay, it's the same. Not great novelties in my opinion, but again, that's going to be different strokes for different folks. In this case, I'm going to say that GMK Storm, it's not going to be 40 friendly. It'd be 40 friendly if it was cheaper, but I'm going to have to give it, I don't know if I'm going to give it pretty good, or I'm going to go ahead and get GMK Storm 40 pretty good in this case. It ticks all the boxes that I'm looking for the most part, fairly handily, I might add. But it's just so damn expensive. I might even drop it down to 40 all right, just because it is so far over that $180 mark. But it's 40 all right, 40 pretty good. It's on the line there because of the price. If it wasn't for the price, it'd be 40 friendly. GMK White on Black started on the 14th of January, and it looks like it doesn't necessarily have an end date on my notes. 30th, oh, that's ship date, it's 30th. But let's go ahead and take a look here. Do we have a 40s kit for it? Nope. So GMK White on Black Katana is not 40 friendly. GMK Muted 2, R2, round 2, so that's going round 2. Okay, that is okay. Started on January 14th, running through the 13th of February. And let's see if we have a 40s kit. Not really. Not really. Not really. Now, if you want to use those M keys for a ortho kit, by all means do that. However, I'm going to go ahead and say GMK Muted is not 40 friendly. Not that it's like a bad thing, it doesn't have a 40s kit. Next up we have EPBT Wraith Dark. And that started on the 15th of January and it's running through the 1st of February. It does not have a 40s kit. Let's take a look here really fast. So EPBT Wraith, taking a look here, it's pretty much bog standard GMK copy as far as keycap profiles. It is not 40 friendly in this case. And of course, whenever I say not 40 friendly or any ratings, it just means the lower it goes, the more you should if you're interested in it, make sure you're paying attention. Like if it's 40 friendly, scan over it really fast, make sure okay, we got everything. But you don't have to look that closely. 40 all right, you really have to kind of pick through it and make sure you got what you need. 40 okay, you might still be covered, but probably not. Not 40 friendly, it's going to be a pretty ugly 40% keyboard at that point. Now, last up, we have MBK Chalk Legends. And that started on the 15th, running through of January, and it's running through the 15th of February. It's 40 friendly, or it's ortho friendly. It's not staggered layout friendly, but it's going to be ortho friendly. Be fair, most of your custom chalkboards are usually going to be... Oh, I'm trying to get over to one of these mods. There, it says mods. Come on, Shifty, learn how to read. And whenever you're buying mods, it gives you both text as well as icons. But again, as we can see here, really no attempt to cover staggered layouts. So if you have a staggered 40, it's not for you. But I'm going to go ahead and split this up just because it is a very specialized keycap set. Now, alphas are $30. I'm gonna buy one of these keycap sets because I have chalk keycaps, and you know the blanks are fine, but I like the way text looks on there. So we got 32, 32, 30. Okay, so we're pretty consistent here. So we're looking at $62 for an entire kit. $62. I have some of the blanks, and they're great. They're great keycaps. And looking here at the modifiers, we got 1 unit, 2 unit, and 1/2 unit space bars because we are keeping in mind the split ergo keyboards like a CRKBD or a G-ergo or Garago. I really need to learn how that's pronounced. Someone's going to correct me. I'm still going to say it both ways. In my mind, it's always going to be Garago or Grego. When I first scanned it, that's how I saw it. But yeah, MKB Legends, it's not staggered friendly. It is ortho friendly, which for the vast majority of chalk users, that's probably going to be exactly what they need. I know there are some staggered chalk keyboards out there. I'm trying to remember one that's staggered 40 though, and it's not coming to mind. Somebody in the comments will probably go, oh, actually there are like 5 that just came out. They're group buys. They're going live in March, you insensitive son of a bitch. But, so I'm going to split this one up just because of the intention of this keycap set. It is ortho friendly. It is small column staggered ergo friendly. It's not going to be like your larger ergo friendly because it's missing a bunch of those 1/2 unit. But again, I digress. It is not staggered friendly. Oh, and I am showing this on MKUltra, but it's also available on little keyboards as well as Boardsource. I'm going to include all the links to these down in the description as well as all 3 of these for the US market. I can include everybody, but then my description would be 85 miles long. That's right. We're going to be describing it in parchment lengths rather than pages or lines. So that's going to go ahead and finish this up for this episode of Is It 40 Friendly? If you enjoyed it, got something out of this, do feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do the bell thing. Apparently that does something. This channel mainly covers VR and tiny keyboard content. Got some fun stuff coming up here in the near future involving keyboards, including a dactyl build. We'll see how that goes. It's going to be hand-wired. Whew. Well, anyways, again, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.